Hey guys, this is day 2 of talking about arcs of a circle. So I want you guys to go ahead and try to do these 6 questions about this circle. Remember, arcs are always degrees of the circle of the outside of the circle, so we write it as a degree. And remember that arcs are always equal to the central angle. It tells you that CW and VX are diameters of the circle, so they split the circle into 180 degrees in half. So go ahead and do these 6 problems. Pause your video. Once you're done with these 6 problems, unpause your videos, and I'll have the answers there for you to check. All right, guys, here are the answers to those 6 problems. Check those answers. See the notes that I've put to the side of them. E, obviously the picture's not drawn to scale, so that's a bigger angle than what it looks like it is. So now we're going to look at day 2, which is simply doing the same thing, using the same properties, but using variables with those. So first one we're going to look at here, it tells us we're solving for x, and it tells us that AC and DB are diameters. So again, that tells us that these two things are splitting the circles in half. And so if we look at that, that tells me that AC makes this 180 degrees. So we should know that these two angles add up to 180. So we can simply put 6x minus 4 plus 130 equals 180 degrees, and then solve that. So we get 6x equals, we subtract 130 and add 4. So really we're subtracting 126. Okay, so 180 minus 126 should give us 54. And then we're dividing by 6. Okay, so that gives us 9. So if I plug that in here, that's going to give me 54 minus 4 is 50 degrees for this angle, which 130 plus 50 gives me 180. If I go down here, it's basically asking me to do the same thing. The only difference here is now it's asking us to find the measure of arc, IH, in circle A. Again, it tells me these are diameters, so they're splitting the circle in 2. The difference here is it's asking us to find the arc instead of just x. So we're going to need to find x first, then plug that back in to find that arc. So if we think about these two central angles, we know these two central angles here are vertical angles, so they're congruent to each other. Which that tells us if these two central angles are equal to each other, that this arc KJ and this arc IH are also going to be equal to each other. And so we're simply going to put 11x minus 8 equals 10x, and we're going to solve that. So subtract 10x, add 8, and we're going to get x equals 8. So then the only other thing we have to do here is it's asking us to find this arc IH. So the measure of arc IH is going to equal 10x, so 10 times 8. So that tells us the measure of arc IH equals 80 degrees. Okay, and so this arc here is 80 degrees. This arc up here obviously would be 80 degrees as well. All right, guys, that ends day 2 notes for arcs. Go ahead and go do the practice for lesson 5 now.